In H2 math, it is actually an advantage if you are able to not just code, but you are able to also explain certain theories and ideas that you are using, especially those that came from your secondary school. For example, the discriminant that we have just used. Anyone can remember which topic from your secondary school was that topic that you have first learned about discriminant? Okay. Alex, Alex was telling us, Alex was just telling us that he learned discriminant in the topic called quadratic equation. So quadratic equation, we are looking at ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. What have we learned in the topic quadratic equations in our secondary school? We learned how to factorize a quadratic equation through maybe the cross method. We can also try to factorize or solve the quadratic equation by using completing square. And if you complete square enough deriving at the general formula, we get that very, very famous general formula. It is the quadratic formula, which tells us that x for a quadratic equation, it is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. This was probably the first time when you saw b squared minus 4ac, but you think about it, this was not the place that you were taught discriminant. Can anyone remember which was that topic, or maybe it was a subtopic in your secondary school, which was that topic or subtopic where you were first introduced the idea or the word discriminant? Okay? Okay, Xing Hui is really reminding us, in a secondary school, we were taught discriminant under this subtopic. Okay, in her school, it was a subtopic. It was called nature of roots. The nature of roots. When we learn the quadratic formula, we learn about the roots of a quadratic equation. And when we start discussing about discriminant, we extracted out part of the roots of the equation, and we call this the discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac, to discuss about not the values of the roots, but we discuss about the nature of roots. Which means that just by analyzing discriminant, we are supposed to be able to analyze what kind of roots, the nature of the roots of the particular quadratic equation. And it is absolutely easy if you can just do a bit of algebraic analysis to the roots, because by looking at b squared minus 4ac, b squared minus 4ac, we can see that the moment when its value is bigger than 0, we are going to be deriving at two roots. The first root can be x1, and it will be minus b plus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. We will be getting another root, which is going to be minus b minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. We are getting two different roots. We are getting two distinct roots. Which means that if I'm not exactly interested in the actual values of the roots, by analyzing just the discriminant, by analyzing just b squared minus 4ac, I will be expecting two distinct roots. If b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, okay, Sik, you're correct. Okay, Sik just told us that when b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, we will be expecting equal roots. We will be expecting equal roots because x is going to be minus b plus or minus square root of 0 divided by 2a. We are getting two roots that are exactly the same because both are going to be minus b over 2a. So sometimes we say that when b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, we are expecting one root. Or like what Sik has just mentioned, we're expecting two equal roots. How about when b squared minus 4ac is less than 0? When b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, okay, Nigel just told us the answer. Nigel says that when b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, there are no real roots. No real roots. So it is no real roots. And we want to stress the fact that there are no real roots because we are going to be learning it soon. We are going to be learning it in the topic complex numbers. that when b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, we're going to do a square root of a negative number, and this is going to derive for us a complex number. So we're going to be getting roots. It is just that those roots are not real numbers. So when b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, we are expecting no real roots. These are very simple theories and ideas that sometimes we just take it for granted in our secondary school. Maybe you guys have already known about it, but I think it is essential for us as an H2 math student to be able to explain and understand the idea of discriminant, to be able to explain and understand certain theories.